Okay, this is called the devil's hook. So what you're going to tell the kids is, I can take this little yellow contraption, little toy, I'm going to balance it, and I'm going to make it hard. I'm going to balance it with a belt. So I'm going to put a belt in here, and watch this. I'm just going to put it right on, oops, get the belt in the little hook, and look, I can put it right on my finger, and I can balance it right on my finger. And here, you can then say, I'll make it even harder, I'll put it right on the tip. Just on the tip of my finger, I can go back and forth. Okay? Then you say to the kids, here, do you want to try and do this? You want to try and balance it? And I'll make it even easier for you. I'll take off the belt. You don't even have to worry about the belt. Just try it like this. The kid's going to take it, try it. It's never going to stay on his or her fingers. It's just going to keep falling off no matter how much they try. And say, you know what? Let me do it again. Once again, I'm a magician. I'll make it harder. I'll put the belt on there, make it even harder, and I can just make it balance whenever I want. You can even tell the kids, I'm not going to do this now, but they can balance it on their chin. They can try and balance it on their nose. It will balance. You just go like this, just as simple. And then you say, see, here, do you want to try it again? Make it easy on you. You don't even need the belt. They'll try it. It will never stay for them. Okay, the kids are going to love this one. And the way this is done is, the only way it's going to balance is with a belt. That's all it is. You don't do anything special, but you need this belt. Once you put the belt on there, it automatically balances. Without the belt, it just cannot. So you explain to the kids, that's all you have to do. Now they need their own belt. We're not going to supply the belt, but at home they would have one. All they have to do is put it on there. Now, if they put it directly in the center, there's a little divot here, a little place to put it. If they put it right in the center of the belt, it won't balance exactly. It's a little harder. You have to find that center point almost where it balances evenly. Because the buckle weighs a little bit more, you usually have to kind of put it maybe about this way, and then it's just going to go right on there. Okay? Goes right there. The kids are going to have a blast, and this is what's going to encourage them. Tell them, don't just put it like this on your finger. Even try and maybe wave it back and forth, or try and put it right on the very tip. Very tip. It'll still balance, and they're going to have a blast just trying to get it as far over as they can. Like that. It's just balancing right on the very little tip of my finger can balance. Tell them they can try and put it on their chin, their nose. The kids will do this. You might not want to do it in front of them, but they'll have a lot of fun with this. So, how do you explain, what do they tell their mom and dad to fool them at home? Tell the kids that they're going to take this belt, they're going to put it on this little balancing thing, or this little hook. I'll put it on my hook and tell them, watch how good I am as a magician. I can balance it right on my finger. Then you tell the kids to say to mom and dad, do you want to try? Mom and dad will say yes. The kid will say, okay, but you know what? Let's not even use the belt, mom, dad. Here, try and do it easier without the belt. Okay? Mom and dad will never do it. So then the child will say to mom and dad, you know what? I'll try again. So you're telling the kids how they explain this to mom and dad. They'll say, I'll make it harder. I'll put it right on here. And boom. They're going to say, look, balance is as easy as that. They can say again, here, mom, dad, do you want to try? Here, you don't need the belt. We'll make it easier for you. Give it to mom and dad again, and it will never stay for them. Tell the kids they probably want to be careful doing it over a hard floor, because I have found some of the times when this falls down, it could crack. So it could break apart. So tell them it's better to do it over carpeting or something, because if it does fall when mom and dad do it, we don't want it to crack on them. And tell them they need to use a belt. Most belts should work. If one of them doesn't work, maybe it's too light or something, they might need a heavier one. But at home they can try with the belt. We'll have a couple belts for them to practice in class. I think that's pretty much it. It's called the Devil's Hook.